Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? This is Dana, and today we're just going to play around with the X32 just real quick here. As far as customization, there's just so many things and so many different ways you can customize the layout. And we're going to start right up here with the sign. You've got to set A, B, and C. And what this is if you had a X32 desk, on the right-hand side, about midway below, you're going to have a set of hotkeys or controls of things that you can actually do. And if you want to edit them, then you would set here, and this is how you edit A, B, and C. And the encoders, okay, there are so many different ways, and there's no way I'm going to go over all of these. You need to read the book, come up here and decide what you want to do with this. But right now, I'm just going to select sends and channel 1 and send 01. As you can see, there's all these options that you can choose. Okay. And then I'm just going to click off of that. Now, when I come back up to assign again, I'm going to say set A. And then I'm just going to pin it off. So now if I come up here to the sends, as you can see right here at channel 1, I apologize. Let's bring this up again. And now I'm going to pin that off. As I move this up and down, you'll see that fader on the left-hand side moving up and down. Okay, you see that? Now, you have 12 buttons on each one of these. So you've got to set A, you've got to set B, and you've got to set C. And you can literally pull all these out if you want to. Totally up to you. And as you can see, I've got some things set up here. I've just been playing around with this last week. And this one I haven't even got to yet, okay? So these are your hotkeys. There's so much you can do with these. It's incredible, okay? This is not a training video. This is a video to show how you can manipulate this software. So let's go ahead and go over to the mixer section. And right now we've got the 32 channels. If I wanted to get all 32 of these channels onto my screen, I would have to go into my Windows setting and I would have to increase that screen resolution to where it would fit in there. Now, I can promise you it's going to be a lot smaller. So depending on your eyesight and what your age is, you can also come up here. You know, if you're getting up there in age, kind of like a lot of us are, put it up on ultra. You know, you got no problem missing that. And as you can see, it really doesn't do you a whole lot of good because there's a lot of stuff you just can't get to. Okay, so if you have a much larger screen, if you're doing this, you know, from a TV monitor type of deal, then this is something you could possibly look into. You've got this button right up here. You can click that off and do away with this. Okay. Now over here, any layout that you have right here, just like this, if I come up here and click edit, I can take these channels right off of here. I can put whatever I want to. And it'll take it right off if I'm not using those channels. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go back. And I'm going to see exactly what we're using. And they are using, they're not using 29, 30, or 31. Now, as you can see, when I added these channels back, it put them over here on the right-hand side. Not a big deal. Come over here and click move. And just start moving these channels right back over where you want to put them. And this is a two-step process for me because of my screen size. And then as I come down here and I slide them over, I can come over and pick up where I left off. There's one. I'm going to bring it all the way over to the left now. And I'm just going to repeat this process. I'm just left mouse clicking, guys, just so you know, and holding it down. And there we go. Okay, now everything's back in order. And then you just click off of it again. Now, let's say that I come up here and say, you know what? I'm going to take these off here. I'm going to add these here. I'm going to add this. And then you come back here to head and you go, you know what? I really didn't want to do that. Well, it's no problem. Come back over here to edit, initialize bank. It puts everything right back it was like stock or default or however you want to say it. Okay? It's so simple to do. If you're not going to use if you're running a rack and you don't want these 17 through 32, you would come up here and hit edit. You can take every one of these channels off. And that way, when you go over here to switch your layers, you don't have to worry about looking at a bunch of stuff that's not going to do you any good. Let's say that you want to sit there and do your matrix. Maybe you're running 3 matrix, okay, and maybe you're only running 3 DCAs. And let's say, okay, you're running 4 buses because you got 2 stereo pair. And let's say you got 3 aux ends. And you're using all your FX. Okay? Well, there you go. That's it. Everything that you've just literally set up now, you can do off of these 2 channels. Right here, these 2 layers, I should say. So there's so many ways that you can do this. It's incredible. But you're not going to find any of this in your manuals. You just got to get up here and play with your programs. Now, another thing you can do if you're using a rollerball or you're using a mouse, you can click on these channels and you can use your wheel, okay, to actually move this fader up and down, however you want to put it. Me, it's just easier to grab it with the left mouse and just run it however I want it. And those are just some of the ways that you can manipulate this software to fit your needs. And like I said, when you come back, if you come up here and you say, I really didn't want to do all that, just initialize. Initialize the bank. It puts everything just like it was when it came from the factory. Okay, guys, so, going through all of that, putting everything as wide as you can get it, you've also got your user 1 and user 2 down here as well. You can come up here and edit these, and you can do everything that you want. But at this point, you've already got it over here on the left-hand side. But if you wanted to just, let's just, for whatever reason, that you just wanted to have all your matrix on one layer, along with your left and right and your mono channel, you can sit here and just rename this matrix and mains, okay? And then, there's what it's going to look like. But, like I said, it's just an example of how you can manipulate the layers, and that's what these are. Even if you had the full-size desk, guys, you would still be going through those layers. They're on the left-hand side. You would just be pushing the button. Here, you're clicking a mouse. All right? Take care. God bless. And we are out of here.